So Apple just dropped their biggest WWDC keynote in years with iOS 26, new AI features, and major updates across every device you own. Instead of sitting through 2 hours of Apple marketing speak, I've distilled everything down to the essential information you actually need to know. We'll cover what's actually useful, what's just hype, and most importantly, what this means for your daily tech use going forward. Welcome back to BitBiased AI, where we do the research so you don't have to. If you're looking to understand what Apple actually announced at WWDC 2025, and how these changes will impact your devices, your workflow, and the tech landscape going forward, then you're in exactly the right place. Today we're breaking down everything from the stunning new iOS 26 design called Liquid Glass, the AI revolution Apple calls Apple Intelligence, major developer tools that will change how apps work, and yes, we'll also cover what hardware updates didn't happen and why that matters. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to expect this fall and which features are worth getting excited about. The design revolution. Liquid glass is everywhere. Let's start with what you'll actually see first, the design overhaul called Liquid Glass. Apple has redesigned the entire interface across iOS, iPadOS, macOS, and watchOS with this frosted glass translucent look that reflects and refracts your surroundings. Think frosted glass buttons, see-through widgets, and app icons that can now have a glossy, clear appearance. But here's what's actually impressive. Despite being a complete visual overhaul, everything still feels instantly familiar. Apple managed to modernize the entire look without confusing existing users. Your muscle memory for using your iPhone won't change, but everything will feel fresh and premium. This design language is rolling out across every Apple device, so whether you're on iPhone, iPad, Mac, or Apple Watch, you'll get a consistent, polished experience that makes your current interface look dated by comparison. Apple Intelligence, the AI game changer. This is where Apple is making their major AI play, and they're doing it completely differently from everyone else. While ChatGPT and other AI tools send your data to the cloud, Apple Intelligence runs entirely on your device. This means your private conversations, documents, and personal information never leave your iPhone, iPad, or Mac. Here's what this actually gives you in practice. Live translation is now everywhere. Your iPhone can instantly translate incoming texts or live speech during FaceTime and phone calls. No more copying text into Google Translate or struggling with language barriers during international calls. But the phone app changes are the real game changers here. Call screening reads you spam calls in real time so you can decide whether to answer, and Hold Assist will literally wait on hold for you, pinging you when a human finally picks up. If you've ever spent 20 minutes listening to hold music, this feature alone might be worth the upgrade. Messages got some clever upgrades too. Unknown senders now get automatically screened into a separate folder until you accept them. You can create polls right inside group chats. And Apple Cash integration means sending money is as easy as sending a text. Plus, the AI can generate custom chat backgrounds using Image Playground and suggest polls when they make sense for the conversation. The apps that got major upgrades. Apple didn't just add AI, they redesigned core apps you use every day. Apple Music now offers lyrics translation so you can finally understand those foreign songs you love, lyrics pronunciation for karaoke in any language, and here's something cool, an auto-mix DJ mode that smoothly transitions between songs like a professional DJ set. It's like having a personal DJ who knows your music taste. Maps got smarter in a way that's actually useful. It remembers the places you visit, completely privately and encrypted, and learns your daily routine. Now it can auto-suggest your usual route home and warn you about delays before you even ask. It's like having a personal assistant that knows your schedule without being creepy about it. Apple Wallet got some practical upgrades that frequent travelers will love. You can now use rewards and installments at checkout, and boarding passes show live activity updates right on your lock screen. When you're flying, your boarding pass becomes like a mini command center with flight status, airport maps, and even Find My integration for tracking your luggage. There's also a brand new Apple Games app that puts all your games in one place, tracks gaming events, and shows what your friends are playing. Think of it as Apple's answer to gaming platforms like Steam, but designed with that clean Apple interface we all know. iPad becomes a real computer. Here's where things get really interesting. iPadOS 26 might finally make the iPad feel like a real computer. The biggest change is a brand new windowing system. You can now freely resize and move windows, open multiple windows from the same app, and use Stage Manager or external displays for serious multitasking. This is what iPad users have been asking for since the beginning. The Files app got what Apple calls supercharged treatment, with spreadsheet-style list views, collapsible folders, and customizable folder colors and icons. You can now drag folders directly into the dock for quick access, and it finally feels like a proper file system instead of that simplified version we've been stuck with. For pro users, there are some genuinely useful additions. Background tasks let you run intensive processes with live activity progress indicators. Better audio control lets you choose different microphones per app, and local capture means you can record video calls directly on iPad with echo cancellation. A Mac-style preview app is now available on iPad for viewing and editing PDFs with Apple Pencil markup and form autofill. The iPad is starting to feel less like a big iPhone and more like a touch-first computer. Mac gets the iPhone treatment. macOS Tahoe 26 brings some surprising iPhone features to your Mac. The biggest surprise is that the full iPhone phone app now works on Mac, complete with recents, contacts, voicemails, call screening, and hold assist. You can literally use your Mac to screen spam calls and wait on hold while you work. But here's the real game changer that nobody saw coming: the massive Spotlight upgrade. Spotlight now shows all your apps, including iPhone apps, via mirroring, and lets you execute actions directly from Spotlight. You can send emails, create notes, or start video calls without opening any apps. Spotlight learns your routines and offers what Apple calls quick keys for instant actions. Think of it as turning Spotlight into a command center for your entire digital life. Instead of opening apps to do things, you just type what you want to do. Apple Watch gets an AI workout buddy. Apple Watch got some genuinely useful AI features in watchOS 26. The new Workout Buddy uses AI to give you real-time coaching during workouts, drawing on your fitness history and ring progress. After a run, you get a dynamic voice recap of your stats, and the app suggests music that matches your exercise intensity. It's like having a personal trainer who actually knows your fitness level. Smart Stack got legitimately smarter with contextual hints. For example, it'll trigger backtrack if you lose GPS signal while hiking. Messages supports live translation now, and here's something practical. You can dismiss notifications with a one-handed wrist flick gesture, which is perfect when you're mid-workout and your hands are busy. Vision Pro gets actually useful. For the few people who own a Vision Pro, visionOS 26 makes it significantly more useful. Widgets can now exist in actual 3D space with customizable frames for clock, weather, and photos that stay anchored in your room. Your photos get something called spatial scene AI that gives them depth, making them literally pop out of the display. It's pretty wild when you see it in person. Apple's personas, those virtual avatars of yourself, are dramatically improved and way more realistic than before. Multiple Vision Pro users in the same room can now share spaces and interact together. Plus, there's support for 180 and 360-degree media from GoPro and Canon cameras. They also added PSVR2 controller support for gaming, which could actually make the Vision Pro a viable gaming platform instead of just an expensive Netflix viewer. Developer tools. The behind-the-scenes revolution for developers, which affects the apps you'll use, Apple rolled out major updates. Xcode 26 now has built-in ChatGPT support, meaning developers can start coding with AI assistance without even logging in. You can plug in any AI model to autocomplete code, fix bugs, and write tests. This is huge for app development speed. The new Foundation Models framework lets any app use Apple's on-device AI with just a few lines of code. This means third-party apps will soon have the same intelligent features as Apple's own apps, but without sending your data anywhere. There's also Metal 4 for enhanced graphics, Game Porting Toolkit 3 for better Mac gaming, and a containerization framework that lets Mac apps run Linux containers natively. These technical improvements will make apps faster, more capable, and more intelligent across all Apple devices. Hardware. The surprising non-announcements. Here's what didn't happen. No new iPhones, iPads, Macs, or major hardware announcements. The only updates were firmware improvements for existing AirPods that let you use them as wireless microphones and camera remotes. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman noted that Apple simply doesn't have major new devices ready to ship right now. This actually makes sense when you think about it. Focusing on software means making existing devices more capable, which is better for consumers who don't want to upgrade hardware every year just to get new features. Timeline and the bottom line. All these features are coming as free software updates this fall, with public betas starting in July. iOS 26 will work on supported iPhones. But sorry, iPhone XR and XS users, you're finally out of luck. Here's what WWDC 2025 actually delivers when you cut through the marketing speak. Apple has positioned itself as the privacy-focused AI company while everyone else sends your data to the cloud. The features address real daily frustrations like spam calls and language barriers. The design consistency makes the Apple ecosystem more cohesive than ever. This positions Apple well in the AI race with a distinctly different approach focused on privacy. The real test will be how well these features work in practice, since Apple has a history of announcing features that work perfectly in demos but can be frustrating in real life. The moment iOS 26 and these other updates launch, we'll be here with hands-on testing and honest analysis of whether they deliver on these promises. No marketing hype, just real-world testing of whether these features actually improve your daily tech experience. Which WWDC 2025 announcement are you most excited to try? Are you planning to install the beta or wait for the fall release? Let me know in the comments. If this breakdown helped you understand what Apple actually announced and what it means for you, hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on. We'll be covering every major tech announcement so you always know what's worth paying attention to. Next week, we're diving into how Apple's AI strategy compares to Google and Microsoft's approaches, and why this might be the beginning of a completely different AI race. See you then.